Yes, people, welcome back to the first Excise, the United. What a day in football today. Incredible day. We've never seen anything like this in football. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again. European Super League. It's over. For the English clubs anyway. I'm now seeing reports that they're going to carry on with the Super League without the English clubs, without the German clubs, without the French clubs. That's not a Super League. That's not a Super League. That's a shorter league. That's all that is. We've got some people coming in. Who we got here? Big up Charlotte. Go subscribe to Strong TV if you haven't subscribed already. Great content. You can catch me over there when they're doing tight pants and steroids, or WWE as they like to call it. Conrad always here. Big up to Conrad. I want to talk about Manchester United. Ed Woodward finally leaving the club. If you're a Manchester United fan, we've been waiting such a long time for this. We've been waiting such a long time for some movement on this, for the board, for the owners. There's now reports that the owners want to sell the club. The same for Arsenal. The Kroenkes want to sell the club. These owners have to leave. They have to get out of the clubs. We cannot have this. And this isn't good for football. It doesn't matter if you're a Chelsea fan, if you're a Man City fan. This is not good for football. It starts with these owners. This affects football as a whole. We need to come together as fans, as football fans, not Manchester United fans. We have to do that. Shock says he's here for the smoke. Big up Gio, AC Milan fan. Listen, the link is in the description. The link is in the chat. If you want to come on, the link is in the chat. Come and have your say. Mustafa's always here. Big up Mustafa. He says, I swear down, this is all a dream. No, do you know what this is? This is leverage. That's what this is. This means hopefully we get something out of UEFA, something a little bit more. We know the Champions League needs a change up. It's not really a competition for me. It's knockout football. I want to see it as a league, at least until the quarters, and then we can talk about knockout football. Let everybody play each other, even if it's split into two groups of leagues, right? Everybody plays each other. Whoever wins those leagues or gets to the top of those leagues goes forward, because that's the only way it's equal. That's the only way it's fair. Are you telling me PSG would beat Bayern Munich with Lewandowski and Gnabry fit 2 games in a row? I don't think that's true. I don't think that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Shay, big up to Shay, man. What's going on, man?
First of all, I just want to say justice to George. Today was a great day for our peoples.
100%.
Guilty on all 3 counts.
Yeah,
obviously, it's bittersweet because I feel like had it been the other way around, he would have been on trial for capital murder.
Mm-hmm.
But, there we go. It swings and roundabouts, innit? But I just wanted to say that first of all.
No, definitely. Big up Shocks as well. But come on,
this is true, yeah. What you're saying, I am fuming because this could possibly be the rebuild of United, because that's all they were, was Ed Woodward stopping them from developing. Had Ed Woodward not been, in fact, you guys wouldn't even have needed Michael Edwards. You could have had just a low-level, basic head of transfers that knows football, and you would have won the Premier League already. Long time. So I'm very worried that this is true.
Let me just read a couple of these comments. Vibes FC, always here again. Listen, people, smash the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Please do that. There's so much on this channel, and we are changing it slightly. We're gonna move the United show to a sub channel, so it's its own channel, because I want to talk Man United, and so does Rachel. And we'll big up the other shows. We'll make them bigger. We got new shows coming. We got European show. We got tweets of the week. So watch your social medias, because we're watching them, and we will put them on the show. So many things going on. So please subscribe to the channel. Support everybody who's on here. Vibes FC. I will never talk shit about Harry Maguire not being a leader again. Listen, Jordan Henderson. Big up Jordan Henderson. Called a meeting with all the Premier League captains today. The second best Henderson in the Premier League. So, it's fact. Yeah. Called a meeting today for all the Premier League captains. They had a meeting today. They weren't having any of it. They basically weren't having any of it. Harry Maguire basically said, there's going to be uproar if you don't do something about this. We don't want to be in European Super League. So big up Harry Maguire. Mustafa said, I saw some reports saying David Gill could be returning to the club. Who knows? Big up Lauren again, always here. It's kind of
thank you, Vibes. Thank you. Allow me today, bruv. Stop calling me Chig, you pussy, bruv. But yeah,
do you know what, though, Indiana? On a Manchester United, on a Manchester United topic, yeah, I feel like the comments that Rio Ferdinand made the other day, I just want to address this, were absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Newcastle is a working class city. It's not even like every city's working class, but that is a specifically working class city. And to make those comments as a man who comes from Peckham, comes from poverty, is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous.
No, that's so true what you just said there, bro. Like literally, when you put everything into context of what's happened today as well, isn't it? Like even the chairman's all leaving and that. Like I look at it and I somebody mentioned something really interesting in the Gal stream, and they were like, what if the whole... All right, so all the United fans are excited that Woodward's decided to step down. All right, cool. Like, it's good news for football.
Shocks, if you're about to kill my vibe, I'll kick you off. Don't kill my vibe right now.
I'm about to
serious.
I'm about to put a pin in the balloon right now. I'm going to put that pin in the balloon and shove it right the fuck down.
Listen, do you know I feel like now? I feel like Liverpool fans when they finally stopped having to carry Steven Gerrard. Do you know what I mean? Like,
nah. But put a scenario right there now, yeah? Let's just imagine, that Woodward is actually just the face of this whole thing. So the Glazers will now put it out there as it was Woodward's idea. He's been bringing to, make more money for the club. I saw a report the other day that someone was saying that we're only here to make money for the club. Right now, this European League is the best thing that we could have done in order to even gain the promotion. So they've done their job. The fans were not included in anything. What if now, Woodward has been sacked in order to save face for the Glazers?
No. Apparently he was leaving at the end of 2021. Anyway,
I heard that. I saw that as well.
So I mean, we don't know. We really don't know. Let me get through a few more of these comments. Lauren, it's kind of hard to sell Arsenal, United, and Liverpool to new owners. We're talking about billion-pound companies who are still going to be raking the money in. Listen, there's a certain guy that runs a company called Amazon. I won't mind him at Man United.
Listen. If any of these Arab sheikhs are listening, please buy Liverpool right now. Please, we have earned this.
Yeah, there's a certain guy that invented electric cars. He might just be interested in purchasing a couple of these cars.
Elon, I'm talking to you, big man.
Literally,
the protests won't stop, and it won't stop until FSG are out. Listen, here's what. I said this on the Football Terrace earlier. We have to keep this energy now. We have to keep this energy, and I mean in everything. And this, you should have this kind of energy in walks of life as well. In a walk of life, if you want to get something out of life, you can't just sit back and expect things to come to you. You have to push for things. You have to fight for things. And I'm talking in terms of football. I'm talking about the corruption with FIFA, UEFA. Yeah, I'm talking 100%. About racism and the actual actions that UEFA have. What they actually do. Like a 10-game ban is fuck all. I'm sorry, that's not good enough.
150,000 pound fine. Nothing.
I get the whole don't punish the whole team because it wasn't the whole team. That's cool. But take that guy out of football for a year and don't pay his wages. And start it there. And maybe people will think twice about it. Because a 10-game ban is nothing. It's not going to mean anything.
Right. See,
this is in relation to the Rangers player, right?
What you just said there, Indiana, right? Okay, you can take that player out of the team, yeah? Let's just say he's an actual shit fringe player. Let's just say, like, in terms of Arsenal, all right.
I'm not talking about in terms of it affecting the team's football. I'm talking about
it has
players.
It has to.
Yeah, but I'm talking about players realizing that there are actions more than a 10-game holiday. Do you know what I mean? They can just 100%. The amount of money they get paid, they can just go on holiday. They're not going to give a shit.
Is this in relation to the Rangers player?
This isn't for me. It's more about the Slavia Prague one.
The whole thing.
Overall,
overall racism.
Right. Okay.
Because
for me,
you look at it a few weeks later, Valencia done the exact same. Valencia were playing the team. And they done the exact same thing, or it was Diakabi or whatever his name is, I can't even pronounce it, yeah? But when he walked off that field after being racially abused, literally his whole team came off, then he went into the background, and then Valencia put out a statement saying, we're not coming back out. 5 minutes later, it was, we're going to finish the game because it's in the best interest of da-da-da-da. Don't get me wrong. They done an interview afterwards when they said, like, the guy said this and he said that. I've always said it. If you do, and it's proven, like, don't get me wrong. I don't want people to be like, oh my God, he just called me this and he just called me that when there's no evidence of it or we can't see it. We can clearly see the Slavia Prague player do this. Walk up to a man, whisper something, and the second he said that, whatever the fuck he's supposedly said on his behalf, right, there was mad uproar. We saw a player that wasn't even on the fucking field run on, and he's gonna bang man up, bro. You know, he was one of the men that punched up the Bears in the tunnel with that. That is, to me, that is the same kind of reaction you would see from somebody saying that kind of thing to you on the roads. Right?
Yeah, look, it's quite simple. It's quite simple, though. The fact that we're deliberating about what the consequence should be, Indiana. Let me ask you something. If me and you are both working a job, and you call me the N-word, and I complain to the manager, what would happen to you? Forget the investigation.
There'll be an investigation.
No. Forget the legal things. Forget the legal things. What would happen to you from our boss?
I'd like to think I was sacked on the spot.
You were sacked immediately. Okay, then. So that should be the same thing in football. The only reason why it isn't is because people go, well, it's too much money to do that. So we'll give them a little ban and dock him a week's wages.
No, I get that.
It's ridiculous. You should be sacked.
That's why
it's an employment.
That's why
it's an occupation.
Exactly.
No, O'Shea, they will never do that. And that's why I'm saying, like, from a competition. So if it happens in a competition like Europa League, you say this player cannot play for any club next season in Europa League, because I think that's more likely to happen than we listen. I would love players to be kicked out of the game completely, but we all know players have got more power than anyone, really. That's never going to happen. But I want to go to Gio, because Gio's a big AC Milan fan. I want to get his take on the Super League and his thoughts on it. Gio, how you doing? You all good?
I'm doing good, Indiana. Nah, man, I'm not with that Super League. Basically, on Sunday, Milan, because I live in California, the game was a 3:30 a.m. start. So we win the game. I'm happy. I go to the beach. I come back to grill, and then I hear about the Super League and all this stuff. And that basically, like, what type of person wants to compete in something that, okay, you don't have to basically earn to be where you're at. So I was just disappointed. I feel like they took the soul out of me that day. Like, because we're run by Elliott Fund, and you know how shady they are. They bought Argentina and all that stuff. So I'm just disappointed. I don't know how to feel now. I know that that our club needs money, but not in that way. You know, just to put like 100 years of tradition of us being in Serie A and having like one of the greatest players ever, and then now you just wanna. Oh, okay, you don't have to earn anything, guys. But you still gonna charge us for everything and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't like the money grab. I don't like that. And shout out to the people in Minneapolis today for doing the right thing. Finally, they did the right thing today. I was happy. I work for like a federally qualified health center, so it's like just minorities, and we had all the TVs on, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, Super League. They gutted me, man. I don't even know how to feel, because this whole season I've been waking up like 6-7 times at 3 a.m. to watch my team, and they basically told me F me to my face on Sunday when they announced that.
So it's even worse for you now then, because the latest report is that the European Super League will continue without the English clubs, without the French clubs, without the German clubs.
It's dead, man. It's dead.
I can't.
So what? It's going to be Atletico, Barca, and Madrid.
Don't forget. In order for that league to continue, they need the biggest fan-based clubs, right? Hence the reason why your Barcelona's, Real Madrid's, Manchester United, and Arsenal, Liverpool, like these are people that are bringing in the biggest views for games.
Yes, it's the commercial league.
It's the commercial element of this whole thing. That's their USP, their unique selling point. Like, you cannot now tried to bring in, I don't know,
Valve,
what.
man.
So,
Bruv, it's basically with just Atletico, Barca, and Madrid. It's basically just the
they're going to
Copa
leave,
de
though.
España.
They will leave.
Bruv,
They
that's
will
all
leave.
it is.
Yeah.
They will leave, which means that he's going to try and build
Italian
this.
clubs.
Yeah, he's going to try and build this Super League team now, Super League around the second rate of people to try and generate. And don't get me wrong, we all said it. We said if Arsenal never got invited, but Leicester did, they would accept. They would have accepted. Everyone would have accepted if they could have been guaranteed to make 400 million a year. Everyone would have done it. Now he's got to go to the second rate people, which would be Roma's, but Roma's already come out and said they wouldn't accept it, or your Sevillas, or the people that will finish outside of top four in any of their leagues. He might even need to go to Greece now and try and get their top teams and but he's already stated it. Nobody wants to see those teams in the Champions League.
That's why. That's why it was set up the way it was.
So he's weakened his argument instantly. The only thing he can do now is try to offer more money. But again, then everyone's already made this U-turn because of the fan revolt. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe, when every fan was saying, "I'm not watching it," and and I'm not supporting the club anymore. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Listen.
O'Shea, before you go, I need to get through a few comments because there's comments in the chat. But firstly, people, smash the like, subscribe if you are new. If you can share it on your social medias, we'd really appreciate it. Valve says the statue of Bill Shankly will be removed if FSG don't go. We need FSG out. Jiggy Small, for Fab's tweeted. What's he tweeted? Valve, stick it in. Woodward can finally fuck off now. Guys, the job is only half done. We need to keep pressure on the Glazers. They are next. Glazers out. Agreed, Harris, man. Yeah, definitely keep that energy.
I'd love to see how you guys are going to do that.
This is why I tell all of you Ollie outers, Ollie out is wasted energy. And it's in the wrong place. This is what I've been saying from day dot.
Don't you kind of think Glazers out is wasted energy though? Like Newcastle fans have done that for 13 years, bro. You're not getting owners out.
Listen, we've been Glazers out, Woodward out, and managers.
But Woodward's
out.
Just an employee, bro. That's different. The Glazers own the club, bro.
No, he's resigned. He actually owns shares in the club.
Yeah, but owning shares is owning shares, bro. Like, let's talk facts, bro. I mean, he's an employee, bro.
He's more tied in than your normal director, right? Let's not get too excited. We need to get rid of the Glazers. Yes, we do. Shocks is right. These owners will just shield themselves from the blame. Indiana, you have heard there is a protest at Old Trafford at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Can you try and get as many people as you can? Listen, on Saturday, I'm gonna do my best to drive up to Manchester. I'm gonna try and get up there. Protest Old Trafford, 3 p.m. Saturday, guys. Glazers out. Joel Glazer doesn't even know the offside rule. This pagan wants to run a Super League. The league was sponsored by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. How the fuck did Dulux FC get involved in the Super League? Yeah, I mean, Spurs have just left, I think. Spurs are just leaving. Mustafa says, can someone tell me where did we even find Ed Woodward? I mean, he was the guy who negotiated the takeover for the Glazers to come in. So, yeah, I mean, that's not good. Steve Bruce. Valve wants Steve Bruce at Liverpool.
I'm too young to remember Steve Bruce. Is this guy really a legend for your club, bruv? Like,
yes, man. Yes, he was. Yeah. Put it this way:
him and Paul Parker at the back in that.
Yeah, Mo Salah.
His managerial career is definitely overshadowed his playing career because I don't hear about him at all, bruv.
Here's the thing: when you have those players that are like,
look at his nose. He went in for everything, bro.
He
went in for everything, bro. Every header he went in for.
It's true. Facts. These owners don't care if you're screaming outside the stadium. They're in America. Fuck's sake, they don't even know we're playing half the time. I mean, The Glazers haven't been at Old Trafford for over 2 years. Minigal leading Arsenal resistance on Friday. So they are off.
Big up Samuel, man.
People will keep buying. Bazwan, do you think any Glazers can show their face at Old Trafford again? Listen, I hope they can't. I hope to God the Glazers are in the stadium and when fans go back and everyone is going at them every single game.
I think even with what happened to Woodward with the Flares, they've probably got a risk to life.
I think Woodward's a bit of a scapegoat in this as well. Don't get me wrong, he deserved to go. He's made a lot of mistakes. There's been a lot of problems, but at the same time, it's like we do this with managers. When the pressure gets too much, instead of going in the market and investing like we should do, they just sack the manager, bring in a new manager to appease the fans. So we'll see what happens there. Super League is set to be suspended soon. Confirmed police revolving light, no entry sign, legal team at work on this point, but waiting for Italian Spanish clubs' position after English clubs leaving. Vibe says, if people don't know, Woodward worked for JP Morgan, the bank who wanted to pump money into the ESL. In the last hours, the whole project is expected to be suspended. It's going to be suspended. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. But here's the thing. Has this forced UEFA's hand to change the Champions League? Has it forced their hand?
I don't think
have UEFA realized? Have UEFA thought, look, we need these clubs, and these clubs are not happy. They actually do have some power. Like they've. Who knows? But I think UEFA know there needs to be a shake-up. Then they need to change something up.
Here's the thing:
the owners of these clubs aren't happy.
You say that they need the clubs, right? But I think one thing that's been shown today and yesterday is the clubs need the fans. So then, therefore, it. I know you look at the top echelons, right, and it's the owners, and you think, they're so disengaged with what's going on in football right now, yeah. So then you go to the lower people, and then you look at the board and like you miss them out because they're only doing what the owners want, but try to make the club better in their own way, innit? Then you look at the management, and then you look at the players, and then you look at the fans. Take it from the bottom. The fans were not happy. Like we saw that about 99.8% of the global fan base on all teams in the world were not happy about what's going on. That then goes up onto the players. Now, if you actually look at all the players that were involved in this Super League, from what I can see, not one of them wanted it. Not one of them wanted it.
Not one manager. Zidane didn't want it. Pep didn't want it. Klopp didn't want it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you realise, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was told.
Didn't know.
Just before kickoff.
But then you got to think like
by Woodward. That's how bad this is. That's O'Shea. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm happy.
But can you see the divide? Can you see the divide between? All right, so fans, players, and management. They're kind of closely knit, right? But from management to owner, have you seen the distance between them? If they're not even being told what they are entering or managing the clubs to do, bro, that is the biggest disconnect ever. And these are of the biggest clubs in the world. The players do not know what the fuck is happening. We found out at the same time, or half an hour after, the people that are meant to be playing in this league. We found out half an hour after. That's what's reported, isn't it? Obviously, they might have got little backenders from like agents saying, this is going to happen, or, this, or their friend might have said, or somebody they know that's kind of higher up, that's their brethren, might have just said, you know what?
They kept this quiet on purpose, Shocks. They kept this quiet on purpose because now is the perfect time to announce it. There's no fans in stadiums.
There's
COVID. We're towards the end of the season, but there's enough time to set up for next season should domestic leagues say this isn't going to happen. You know, you wait to kick them
100%.
out, what have you. That's why it was announced right now.
And
But within the space of 3 days, the people have spoken. You have pundits speaking. You have politicians, prime ministers speaking about this. It's the smaller teams. Big. It's like, why can't Leicester become the next Chelsea?
100. I agree.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally agree.
We have to play football. It's a competition, so we have to see these competitions and these teams in them, and they're there on merit. That is the thing. You can't just throw teams in there. Like, you support Arsenal, but for the last 2 seasons you've been a mid-table club. Like, how far are you going to get in the Super League?
But that's the thing, bro. You can't have an elite separate league, bro. Just because United,
Liverpool and Spurs can't get in the top 4, and West Ham are pretty much keeping Chelsea out.
Indiana, this is the thing, bro. Like, the whole point of an elite top 6 league makes no sense, because in the next 20 years, Aston Villa could go on to win 4 Champions Leagues and 10 Premier Leagues, and all of a sudden they become the biggest club in England.
100%.
So,
and then Jack Grealish becomes the next Messi or Ronaldo. Like, we don't know. He has not been given that opportunity to become that. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can... All right, so everyone's saying, Mbappe and Haaland are going to be the next biggest things in the world. Why? Like, don't get me wrong. I think
it's fair to say that. I think it is fair to say that. When you look at Mbappe, bro, look at what he's doing.
Bro, believe me when I tell you, I'm not denying their talents. But the only fucked up thing is there are so many sick players at lower clubs, right? Sorry, and no disrespect to the lower clubs, but they're at lower clubs where they're actually... Bro, Jack Grealish stopped Aston Villa getting relegated last year to then come this year to beat Liverpool 7-2. He was instrumental in that game. Don't get me wrong, it's not just him. I'm not saying Jack Grealish could have played on his own and won the whole game. I am not saying that. But what I'm saying, Aston Villa went out and they built a team around Grealish, you know, by providing them a Matty Cash, and you know they already had John McGinn and they brought in
underrated
Ross
John McGinn, you know.
Underrated, bro. Don't forget, before Alex Ferguson left, he said we need John McGinn at Man United.
I take him at United. You take him out. You take him at Arsenal
in a heartbeat over fucking everyone, bruv. Like, these kind of players, if they played at a big club, they might just like. I've known about Yuri Tillemans since he was about 17. I've known about Leroy Sané at Schalke when he had the cane rolls and that, when he was young. I knew this guy. Shaqiri, I knew about Shaqiri for years. Wijnaldum when he was at PSV. Bro, I've known about so many players that just never got their chance. Wijnaldum.
The European Super League's released a statement.
They've
released a statement. Hang on, Valve's got a bit of it here. I'll read a bit of it now. We're proposing a new competition because the current one isn't working. English clubs have been forced to leave due to outside pressure. Yeah, good. Do
you know what I find ironic? How the Chelsea and City fans were up in roar about this when their whole success of everything has been built off of what this Super League is.
I don't even take it to. I just think today's a win for football. That's how I look upon it.
I tweet.
I don't even look at that still.
Chelsea were the first ones to start talking about putting papers into to get out of this European Super League, and I tweeted out. I said, right now in this moment, I am a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
and I was big up to Manchester City for being the first club to get out.
But it's still like a punch in the face to do that, though, especially from City fans. That's like me saying to you, Indiana, I'm not against being horrible to you, and then I'm horrible to you. That makes no sense, bro. Manchester City have built no, but it's not banter though.
I get what you're saying.
What City have done is exactly the same, bro. It's illegal. If it wasn't for them if it wasn't for UEFA waiting 2 years to complain about City, they would have been found guilty in court.
Yeah.
So they're no different from what the Super League is.
No, okay. I do hear you, O'Shea. Let me just read out some more comments. Lauren says, Real and Barca, of course, they're all in for it. When you've got Real and 900 million debt and Barca and 2 billion. Yeah, of course. But we know what this league was.
Wait. What? How much debt? What? What did you just say?
Real in 900 and Barca in 2 billion.
Is that legit?
I get that though. I do understand with the Spanish clubs why they're doing
Vibes
that.
FC says, I'm Ollie out, but anyone who tried to blame Ollie this week is so ridiculous and agenda driven. Yeah, but that's what it does. That's what it does. This is what happens when you blame one sole person, right, for the problems at the club. Every little thing you try and target that person with. Rachel, part of this channel. She's part of this channel. She's Ollie out. She's pretty much Ollie out. Watch the streams. Watch the United streams with her about how she talks about our systems, about players, about Ollie's tactics, about the things Ollie gets wrong, the players get wrong, problems with the clubs. You've got to think about the bigger picture here. It's not just one person's fault. This club was going downhill like in Ferguson's last few years. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So Indiana, sorry, just to cut you off just there. Let me just back what you just said, right? So you've been on streams with me lately, like even in the past 2 weeks and that. Well, sorry, I've been on streams with you and that, right? And I remember like you came in the chat and you was bantering the shit out of me, bro. Like you was saying, like shut out Arsenal, da. But when everyone was saying Arteta out, I swear to you, ask anyone, I was saying, listen, right? You can be Arteta out, that's fine. But do you understand who employed him? Do you understand like who is above him? And the people above Arteta are just as inexperienced as he is. Like you can't blame Arteta for bro. I've never managed. I've played Football Manager. I've played FIFA. I've built sick teams, man. Sick fucking teams. Yeah, I don't know how to run a club.
Here's the thing.
If you took me on and said I'm paying you, even if it was 1 million a year, I'd be like, yeah, go on.
This is the thing, bro. This is what I said to Chelsea fans, bro.
I will fake my CV and I'll say, yeah, I've managed Ealing United, Ealing Shamrocks. I managed them, and and then like, when they say, "Oh, where's the reference?" I'll be like, you know what? The guy died, you know, so you can't even get a reference from him still. But
this is the thing, bro. Trust me. This is what I said to Chelsea fans, bro. This is what I said to Chelsea fans a few months ago. You need to stop. I said to them, they need to stop blaming Frank Lampard because they needed to look at it and go, who employed him? Roman Abramovich had no business employing him.
I think that was different. I think that was different. Frank. It was always Ollie, Arteta, and Frank.
Yeah.
With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we've seen progress in terms of
slow progress.
Like getting top four, what have you. A trophy would have been nice. Okay, cool. But I am seeing progress in other parts of Manchester United in terms of the academy, the players, with the signings we're making. We've now got a director of football and a technical director, which we never thought we would have. With Frank Lampard, he lost the dressing room. He had to go. He had to go.
I agree with you. I do agree with you.
Hang on, just 1 second. I'll let you go. With Arteta, I do think Arteta has to go because I think there hasn't been any progress. I can't see the progress from this season to last. Like if you were in a battle for sixth right now, I get that. I could get that, but to be further back after winning an FA Cup, that should have really pushed you on. You should be in the top six. You should, and I don't know whether the players all believe in what he's doing. That's what I would question because you shouldn't be further behind than where you were last season.
100%.
Before I let O'Shea go, people please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Fraud Watch this week is going to be incredible. You never guess who we're putting on. O'Shea, sorry, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, go on, people, like and share. What I was saying was with Frank Lampard, look, yeah, okay, he didn't improve Chelsea. He made them worse. He lost the dressing room, all of that. But the point of what, how do you say your name, bro? Is it Shocks?
Shockstar, innit? But just call me
Shockstar, yeah.
Shocks and Show, innit?
Like Shockstar was saying, yeah, you have to look at the people that employed these guys. Frank Lampard was never going to turn that job down. He was never going to turn that job down. It's not his fault that he's inexperienced. If you Indiana are my boss and you tell me go and fight Anthony Joshua, yeah, is it and you offer me 100 million, I'm not going to turn that down. Is it my fault that I'm not capable?
You know
to
you're going to get punched up. You're going to take the fight though. Like it's like, all right, my family's there for life.
Exactly. It's your fault, Indiana, as my manager, for setting me up to fight this man. So I look at that with Frank Lampard. It's Roman Abramovich's fault. He had no business.
I get that. No,
and it wasn't even as if Chelsea were coming off the back of a Champions League win. It wasn't even as if Chelsea were coming off the back of a Champions League win. They were in so much problems. They just lost their best player. Why would you employ this man? He's not had any experience.
And on top of that, with a transfer ban, you can't sign anybody. Like,
no, that makes
I don't blame Frank. He was always going to take the job.
That season, it made sense because he'd worked with young kids, and Chelsea had to use a lot of their youth players. And he did a really good job. He got them to fourth, right?
Amazing.
Then I blame Roman. When you can spend 250 million, do you really want to buy these top players, or Havertz and Werner, and give them to Frank Lampard? They should have said to Frank in the summer, Frank, we really appreciate what you've done.
No, but they couldn't do that.
We're gonna
can't do that.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Roman doesn't. Roman sacking managers after they win big trophies.
Top four. He finished top fourth with the youth academy.
Yeah, that's cool. But that shouldn't stop the board from turning around and saying, "Look, you've done an incredible job. Look, your CV is going to be amazing. You've taken a club without a transfer window into top four, and then move on, and then go and get your Thomas Tuchel, buy the players for him, and have a good season." Because I think Frank was out of his depth. That's where I blame Roman. I don't blame Roman for bringing Frank in, because he had no transfer window. He couldn't buy any players. Before we move on, I want to get to a few more comments quickly. The collapse of the ESL is only the battle won. Is only half the battle won. The war is still yet to be won. FSG, Glazers, and the Kroenkes need to go. They have put the entire clubs into disrepute, and left a sour taste in Europe. Yeah, 100%, man.
I agree.
Vibes FC, it's far bigger than the manager. Why are clubs?
I agree.
Why clubs are in a mess? It's just
easy card to throw. Yeah, 100%.
The Super League is now officially working on a new format. Well, of course they are, because they still want it to work, because Real Madrid and Barcelona really need this. They really do need this. If we win Europa, then I'm fine with Oli staying. Listen, progress is progress for me. I'm okay with Oli staying. Listen, if we didn't finish inside the top four this season, then I would be like, okay,
bro, that's guaranteed, bro.
We need to get out. It's not though. It's not guaranteed. This is the first time. If we finish top four, it's the first time it's been done back to back since Sir Alex Ferguson.
Bro, you're finishing top four, bro. Stop saying if. You're finishing top four. Come on.
No. Okay.
You're finishing second, bro. You're not even finishing top four. You're finishing second, bro.
Okay, cool. But that's progress, no?
Bear in
mind, when Oli took over, we were seventh, right? From when Mourinho left. So I don't think it's too bad.
Bro, I'm only in, bro. You've heard me talk about him on the terrace. I'm only in, bro. He's been your best manager since Fergie.
Oh, no. O'Shea, I'm not Oli in or out, but the longer this goes on and the more progress there is under him with the squad he's working with, the more I'm becoming Oli in. There's a lot I don't like about him.
So now you must be able to understand when I say that, like, listen, yeah, all right, don't get me wrong, yeah, I don't think Arteta's been amazing, right? But I've seen things that he's done. I have seen, like, as long as the players keep playing for him, to me, there's a way. Like, I look at our league position. Don't get me wrong. Well, yeah, I can see that from the Prague game the other day. I saw. Don't get me wrong. Take away the Fulham game and take away. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to take away these kind of games. Listen, don't get me wrong. The guy's still learning on the job, right? And
that doesn't tell me that. That tells me that these players were up for beating a team that everybody wanted to beat and getting you into a semi-final. That doesn't tell me that they can turn up on a really wet, windy day against Brighton.
Yeah, but Arsenal's problems are deeper than United's, though.
That's what. Yeah, they are. They are
well deeper than United.
They are. And I could be completely wrong. Arteta could get them out. I just feel they should be higher up the table than where they are for the quality they have got.
But this is all right. So the point I'm trying to make here. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm one of them. I am genuinely sitting on the fence with this one because I am literally Arteta whatever. Like I'm not Arteta in. I'm not Arteta out. I'm Arteta whatever. What Arteta fence? Like, you know what I mean? Arteta's garden. Like,
I get you because it's hard to judge a manager when he hasn't got a squad.
And he doesn't have the tools. He's never been given the tools. No one's been given the tools, bro. So this is where, like, yeah, but no. That's different, though, bro. Because
no, it's not. We ain't got a right winger.
I think that's a bit of gas, though, shock star, because I think Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola get this Arsenal team into the top 4 with Thomas Partey, Aubameyang.
Really?
I don't know about that.
No. He gets them higher than 10th or 9th. You don't get them in the top 4.
Gets them higher than 7th.
Bro, Liverpool, are you forgetting, bro? Liverpool had a very similar team in 17-18 when we got to the Champions League final, and we just kept winning by outscoring teams. We had no defense, we had a terrible goalkeeper, but we just kept outscoring. Arsenal have the same thing. You've got Martinelli, Saka, Aubameyang, Odegaard, Partey. Then you've got players, bro.
But defense, bro. Defense and midfield
I just figured. Bro. You can't give Emil Smith Rowe his nickname anymore.
Croydon De Bruyne.
Nah, Croydon De Bruyne. ESL. You can't call him ESL anymore, man.
What? Who's calling him that?
Oh, sorry, ESR.
ESR. Why?
Because it's too close to the European Super Egypt. You can't have it anymore. You can have
you need to fucking relax, bro. You
can have mid row because that's normally where the ball is. Let's have Barca 1 billion in debt actually, but 550 is Messi contract over 5 years, which is coming to an end. They will be 450 million debt moving forward. Super League are giving 350 mil for just signing the dotted line. Ollie has said numerous times he wants to win a trophy for that push to go for bigger things. Arteta had FA Cup and should have used this to motivate, but he hasn't. Ian Wright, Don Robbie, Egal, me, Ty, shoulder to shoulder. Okay. Listen, Samuel.
Hey, big up Ravi. Sure. Let me just say big up Ravi for YouTube and me. But my guy, love brother.
Samuel, when you go to this protest, hold on very tight to a gal's hand. We don't want to lose you. Roman wanted a return.
Brother, Gal will get you killed, bro. What are you talking about, bro? He's just as lost as Samuel, bro.
Stay away from him.
Roman wanted return on his investment, and he didn't believe in Lampard. Where are we here? In Ollie's first 2 seasons, he has finished third and now en route for second. He is also en route to Europa final. He said the end game is winning PL and Champions League. Of course, that's got to be the expectation at Manchester United as the manager. I get Ollie is inexperienced, but that should be more applauded because no one saw this progression. Yeah, listen, we are.
With Ollie, like I look at it, I would love to be in second position in the Premier League, like right now, bro. I'm telling you, like.
Oh, listen, you remember when Arsenal fans were talking about Wenger out. We get top 4, but we're not going there.
Constantly, like.
What would you give?
The thing is, everyone used to cuss the shit out of us. Everyone used to be like, you man, you don't win no trophies. You man don't do this. All you do is finish top 4 every year. You don't even care about winning.
Me and my friends used to predict the top 4, right? And it used to be like, who's going to make top 4 this season? And instead of like talking about who's going to win it first, we're like, Arsenal or 4?
Arsenal, bro, it's same thing.
And then blah, blah, blah.
Same thing.
That's what we used to talk about.
Same thing.
Lampard overachieved with the squad last season, and it was allowed to stay on based on merit and sentiment. But could not handle the profile of players brought in. I don't quite agree with that because it's not as if Timo Werner is actually banging them in. If Timo can finish his dinner, he'd still have a job.
And that's even still under Tuchel. He's still not finishing.
Indiana, I'm not being childish when I say this, but don't you think giving United status, if your expectation should be we should be challenging for the league and Champions League every season, and if we don't, we should be buying players to do that every season.
That's why I say it's different. That's why I say it's a bit different, because don't get it twisted. You lot will still go and get the £100 million player, or you will still go and get, like 5 players in a window. Like, well, look at when LPG was there. You lot maxed out the market.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro.
So
Like,
many players.
United's goal last season when you finished third should have been, okay, we finished third. Let's go drop 120 on Sancho. Let's go drop 100 on Harry Kane. Let's go get the best. That should have been United's.
Minimum. That should have been the minimum.
Arteta has been given the tools. Unfortunately, his tools are Xhaka and Bellerin. Yo, Shotstar, YouTube recommended me your video right after 10 years ago. Mazza, big up. O'Shea, Klopp and Pep get this Arsenal top 6. Top 4 is a stretch. They do.
Bruv, Emery got them fifth.
They do not
Emery
have
got
the
them fifth with worst
quality, and
players.
strength, and depth. And Liverpool team 17-18. It's a deadly attack.
And Arsenal have a deadly attack, bruv. They've got Saka, Martinelli, and Aubameyang. What are you talking about,
What
bruv?
about Kesh? Well, listen, Kesh. We're paying Kesh to keep an eye on both. Kesh is coming, I think. Yeah, big up Kesh. Ty and Nagao in the same place. The world isn't ready.
Were they ready for that?
Don't worry, O'Shea. I'm protecting Samuel. If anyone comes near him, I will run away and leave him. Don't worry.
Listen, if anyone comes to Samuel, I'm banging them up, bro.
You know what? Yeah, Samuel is too much of a nice guy for anybody to want to hit. You know when he comes on stream and he says, "You're right, guys." He's too much of a nice guy for anyone to hit. I don't know about Indiana, but I know Samuel definitely is too much of a. No, I'm joking, Indiana. We know we all love you as well.
Listen, O'Shea. That's why you don't show your face, because you know some of the shit you say, man. It's like, I don't want to be seen in public after I just said that. That's what it is.
Listen. I was going to say Indiana before. It's on a quick thing, yeah. It's going to be no nice Samuel on Friday, yeah. It's going to be ruthless. That's what, by peaceful measures. Ruthless by peaceful measures. That's what I mean. That's what's going to happen.
There's not going to be no violence. I don't think there's going to be no violence. I feel like right now the football world has realized exactly how fucking powerful we are, and with the help of streams like this, and all of the big channels and like you start actually realizing what real fans, and I don't mean just the clout chasers that tweet and never show their faces with Aubameyang as their profile pictures or anything like that. I mean, like, people that are really invested in their clubs and stuff that tweet sense or show sense on their streams and stuff like that. When they go outside, these are real fucking fans, bro. These are people that want genuine change. Like, again, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it goes so much deeper than just saying Arteta out, Arteta in, Arteta. Like, and if I own the company, I'm not gonna hire somebody that don't know what the fuck they're doing to run my business. And then on top of that, not even micromanage them doing it. Like, you are on a mad thing. Are you gonna take away from my
Guardiola, bro? That's what
let me go through a few comments, and I got a question to ask you. But first, people, if you haven't done this already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, please, share it on your social media. We'd really, really appreciate that. Arteta is just a yes man, just tap dancing for Man U. Them ones, he's never. I missed that. He's never gonna rock the boat. Okay, cool.
So the board are happy.
Imagine this for Ollie to become a legend in this club. He would need to be. He need to beat the treble or do a Fergie and a Busby with continued success. Arteta, if he wins CL, immediately a legend. Different pressure.
That's true.
Listen,
true
sometimes I think the best thing Ollie could do is put his boots back on and go up front.
I don't like the bias that you mentioned, Busby, and not Shankly or Paisley.
Well, he was talking about Man United.
I still think this guy should be mentioned. I'm joking.
We might not anymore. We've lost our chief negotiator. No, we've lost the guy who does all the branding. The jig's up, Neek says. The jig's up. Get them, Neeks. They can't get that position anymore. Team improved. Pull out the ins and outs. Yes, we spent 1 billion. Guess what? We also made over 500 mil profit. Also, we spent whenever we went out the Champions League. Back to back Champions League qualifier. Ollie ain't getting no. Please this summer. Our players this summer. Okay, but maybe not.
In regards to
maybe
that,
not.
In regards to that, I'm telling you,
Tigao. Hashtag Tigao.
What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Oh, Tiger. Okay, right.
Yeah. Tigao is one of the few Eminem was afraid to diss.
Don't tell me this is going to trend. This is going to trend to that, isn't it?
No, Tigao. Tigao. Yeah. So listen, let me ask you a question. Do you think any of these American owners are going to be putting their clubs up for sale?
Yeah.
We've got a Man United fan, a Liverpool fan, and an Arsenal fan. So, are any of these clubs going up for sale?
I believe so. Yeah, I think the Cronkies are done at it. I genuinely, I can't see how they come back from this. I can't see it, especially being like Liverpool. You man are all right because you weren't named as the vice chairmen or anything like that. You lot are all right. You weren't one of the last to pull out or anything.
Sneaky,
I think Arsenal. They literally behind the scenes, they just saw what was going on and said, "Yeah, you know what, guys, probably might have to jump ship on this one." You know, like that's cool. Kroenke couldn't do that. He had to be one of the last people because he was so heavily invested in what he thought was a revolution in football. He was so wrong. Like he is so out of touch in how the English football game is played. To the point now where I don't believe he can, even if this guy says, we're going to bid for Haaland and Mbappe in the summer, the fans are too far gone now. Like our fans, they're too. It's only confirmed what we really truly believed from the very get-go. And then on top of that, even when we did believe with him, we stuck with Wenger for how many years under his ownership. He then took over 100% of the club. And then we said, all right, this is his chance. He did nothing. All he did was hire a bunch of novices in positions what needed elite people. And he, especially from our club stature, he should not have taken that route there. And then the fact that he did it, he's got the fans divided. Like some people hate Arsenal, some people love Arsenal. Do you realize, out of all the, take away Tottenham out of this whole equation, since this whole ESL got mentioned, no club has been bantered as much as ours. And literally, and I mean, even from Arsenal fans.
Spurs.
No. Because even
Spurs have.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
Right,
They've never.
Okay,
they haven't won a Premier League. They haven't won a Champions League.
Yeah, but Indiana, Arsenal.
I get it. I get what you're saying. But they have been finishing top 4 for the last 5 years at least. We have not. We are
just
so
on your channel alone, bro. Arsenal fans have gotten so much hate, bro. From me, you, Kai.
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
Liverpool, to be fair.
O'Shea, I promise you, I swear to God, look on any stream that I've been on in the past 3 days, and the one thing that I can genuinely say that I've said consistently is that I am embarrassed to be involved in this equation because we have no fucking right being there. We have done nothing.
Bro, he's a 70-year-old redneck, bro. What do you expect, fam? He's a 70-year-old redneck, bro, in charge of a football club. What do you expect, bro?
This is true. It's true.
On an outer scale, what he's done, he's made all of our fans look like absolute dickheads. Bro, we couldn't even hype this up. You got certain fans that be like, well, I'm happy to be part of the equation. What? Shut up, man.
Here's a great question. Do you think the Premier League will do more checks for potential buyers for clubs? Do they want a repeat of this?
What, how do you check this? How do you check in 10 years after owning a multi-billionaire club that you're not going to get together with other billionaire clubs and to get in. I think what they've done is, mate. I saw a West Ham fan the other day saying like, okay, so that means that all of our billionaire owners who are under the top four, we should all get together and say that we're going to start our own thing as well.
Here's an interesting one.
You can't, like, they've opened up a door that, massive.
Stephen Housen is meeting the mayor of Manchester tomorrow to talk about 50
plus 1 respect.
Yeah,
so that's what the Bayern people have got in it. And most
Big
of the fans.
Brownie, football with Brownie, power to the people. Conor McGregor is seriously interested. do not sleep on him. 100 mil from Mayweather fight turned it into over 500 mil in 3 years. Yeah, it's going to cost like 3 billion.
Yeah, he needs
something ridiculous. Perez wanted to show people he cares about lesser clubs by allowing Spurs into a Super League.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Arsenal are actually the great place to sell their club, you know, because you're a London club and your sponsors are Emirates, and Arabs are trying to buy everything now.
Big
so
stadium.
you are really in a good place to buy your team.
Definitely. No, definitely. I can see Arsenal getting bought up. I can see Newcastle getting bought up at some point. People think Newcastle are just this tiny little club, especially younger fans. Not true. Big club, lots of history.
They are massive.
Big club, and I don't think. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say loyal fans. I'm not going to say more loyal, but them Newcastle fans have got the club sort of ingrained in them. They're
regional. They're regional, bro.
Yeah,
like everyone in their region loves
It's a very hard working area.
But they've got no marketability about them, though.
They can have. If it's done properly, they can have. I
but
promise
then
you,
is that a challenge that you want to take as an investor? Because then it's just an if and a but. We can have.
Man City did it.
Vibes, man. Makes me laugh.
He's
have always been a bigger club than Newcastle, bro. They have.
Man City,
not in success, but in terms of.
I disagree.
Even stature, nowhere near. Don't get me wrong. Everyone
growing up, they weren't.
In Manchester, from what I've heard, Man City is the biggest club in Manchester. But worldwide, United are out. They are everywhere. Newcastle have a specific supporting, and you can never take it away from. Like the old school generation will keep Newcastle in their kids' generations and stuff. The club just it always stays the same. Like they are they are such a big club. Massive. They are huge, man. Like there's London people that support Newcastle, bro. I've only just started seeing Manchester City fans in London wearing the sky blue tops and stuff like that. It's not the same. Trust me.
But for marketability, City have always been a bigger club, because even before 2008, City were always part of the big six. They always have been. I'm not saying City are a big club, but in terms of brand, they've always been massive.
I think Everton were a bigger club.
Yeah, since when?
In terms of their brand, bruv, they've always been a big brand. They've always been known as Manchester City as a big brand. Of course they have. Indiana, you will remember better than me in the 90s, bruv. They were massive in the 90s as a brand.
I didn't really remember.
No. They were in the
Leeds,
brand.
Villa, and Nottingham Forest are huge clubs within European pedigree.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, this is what Leeds.
I remember
Leeds are on the up.
I remember
Leeds are on the up, and
City.
that worries me because I hate Leeds, man. Jade says, "I back that, Samuel." Please don't forget, UEFA proposal for Reform Champions League is also hideous. More games would risk players burnout and create domestic headache, threaten domestic competitions. Yes, I know that the UEFA outlook's not good either, but I'm hoping that can be adapted. I'm hoping that the clubs feel like they've got, or the UEFA feels that the clubs have got a little bit more power now. I hope that's the case. I could be completely wrong because I don't trust UEFA either. I think it's a corrupt organization, the same as FIFA. But hopefully something can be adapted because we can't have that either. No, we don't even need Saudi owners to splash the cash. The The money we generate is enough, but the Glazers take that. What have we got here? Why do you think Robinho joined? They had something about them. There's a lot of rumours of why Robinho joined Manchester City, but Manchester City had the money then. They were
and then Tevez as well. Why would he leave United to go to City as well?
That was Manchester United's mistake. That was a Fergie error. But
then out of all clubs though, because he was a hot player as well, and he went to City. Out of all the clubs, he could have gone to Chelsea, could have gone abroad.
Yep. No, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? They got Sami Nazari, they got David Silva, Company, all these players before the money came in. So Sutton must have been drawing
Ray
Balotelli.
Yeah, Balotelli. Yeah, but come on, Balotelli.
He was big then though. He wasn't Balotelli.
I won a lot of money off of Balotelli flopping Liverpool. I followed this Glazer story since 2005. Their end game was always this. Let's hope now they realise you can't franchise like America.
I think
football is global. American sports is big in America.
They will all learn from this. I promise.
Everton and Liverpool were competing for the league titles and domestic cups in the 80s. After the Hazel disaster, English clubs were banned from Europe when Arsenal and Everton.
I guess that's Hillsborough.
Hillsborough, yes, of course, yeah.
I wouldn't really say we were competing for the league. It was just pretty much Liverpool dominating everything in the 80s. It wasn't really competitive, was it? It was.
Yeah, but it was going like Liverpool United. It was doing that, and then Arsenal. You missed your turn, and it became Arsenal and Chelsea and Man City. Who knows? He might come back. Igal.
My guy.
Igal, do you want the link? I'll post it again in the chat if anyone wants to come on.
Come true, man. Come back the Arsenal thing, bro. Fuck it up. This is what I'm getting onto.
We're not gonna stay on for long, but yeah. So do you think FSG are staying O'Shea?
Yeah, I don't think they'll sell the club because of the recent success we've had in years. They're not going to sell the club. To be honest with you, I don't really want them to sell the club. I just want them to spend the money.
You wanted them out last week, no?
No, I do want them out, of course, to a degree. To a degree, I do, but it's not like I'm going to start flying. It's not. I'm not a fence here.
Leave your money, but you get out of it.
It's just.
He's talking about just flies open.
Do you know what it is here with FSG for me, bro? Like, if we got an offer from some billionaire, then I'd say take it. But I'm not gonna push I'm not gonna push it to like say FSG out because they've brought us a lot of success. They just need to spend more money, bro. That's all it is.
I'll tell you this, right? Everyone's talking about Dangote, right? That he needs to come and buy Arsenal and that, right? I don't even trust that myself. What do we actually know about Dangote to say that he's going to be
how happy Gal is?
I know
how happy he is.
Lying in his belly.
He's dreaming about giving Robbie a cuddle on Friday.
Listen, honestly, I haven't left my room.
Looking like a happy schoolgirl.
What do you mean you haven't left your room?
No, like I've obviously I've gone to the living room, but my wife's been doing stuff, and I've been just after streaming. I've just been on my phone the whole time. Ian Wright is Cronky out now, an ambassador for the club.
I saw that.
Says, imagine if Rio and Gary Neville said they were Glazers out.
They did though. Well, Gary did.
Here we go. What's Val seen? Gal, have you seen this breaking news? The Super League will file a lawsuit against the Premier League clubs that left.
And they'll get nowhere. They will get laughed at all the way to the courtroom.
Yo, how you doing, man? Yo, my guy here was one of the first Liverpool fans to ever set FSG out on stream with me present. And I thought he was crazy.
Listen, people, there's 19 of you in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please do that. Share it on your socials, and make sure you go and follow everybody else. Please do that.
Yeah, bro.
RDS is here. RDS is awake, or he's on a break or something.
Yo, no, I'm here.
I shared this on my community just to let you know, so people.
Appreciate
Bro,
that,
Igal, you know how I feel about it, bro. It's like I'm FSG out, yeah, but I'm more FSG out if we get big buyers like the Arabs. If not, then I'm happy for them to stay, bro. I just want them to spend more money, bro. Like,
they're not going to though.
I think they will this summer. I do have a feeling they will because I feel like the pressure from them. They're not like the Glazers where they don't give a fuck. Like they do clearly give a fuck. So
you know, if LeBron bought the whole team by himself, you'd actually get further. Even though he doesn't
have the money to do that.
He ain't got them monies, bro.
No, it's not about the
Cam,
money.
you was angry yesterday, man. I told everyone, and there's people actually considering this ESL. Now they backtrack themselves.
I love this guy. This guy here, yeah.
He keeps the same energy.
I love Cam.
Energy's up there. He's up there. His energy is so sick.
Yo, put up Cam's message again. Yo, Cam, are you going to be at the Emirates? Are you going to be at the Emirates on Friday?
Yeah. He's already told me, bro. We're bringing the pack. We're bringing the loud pack.
Coming?
We're linking up.
The gal's making a picnic. He wants to know how many sandwiches he's got to make. Do you want ham or cheese?
What we're gonna do
chicken? What do you want?
Indiana's gonna come and he's gonna take a picture with the gold trophy.
I'm gonna. Do you know? Imagine I did that. Imagine
you're
I
not
allowed,
gold
trophies.
You're not allowed, bro.
Why is it that small?
Go Manchester. Go to Manchester.
Why is it? Because it's a little gold trophy, right? It's a little one. It's smaller than the Ashes. RDS, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's
big up,
good. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I'm feeling very conflicted, and I don't know why. Because I'm still left asking questions about the whole thing and who benefits New Providence and what goes on. Because there's a lot of people popping bottles and saying everything's cool, but I'm still. The whole thing is still confusing to me. Like for example, the fact this is all falling apart so quickly. For example. Like surely this is something that had months, years in the making. How is it just all kind of falling apart just like that? Like that's why when I think on the tweet they were talking about the fact that UEFA have basically paid some of the top 6 clubs more money.
Right.
In my mind, I was like, so is the reason why they pulled out because of fan pressure? Or
they pulled out, They pulled out because we live in an age where fans can bully a movie company to remake a film, bruv, on Twitter. That's because we live in that age, bruv. We live in an age where Twitter runs everything.
I don't believe that. Like this is what I'm saying is like it makes no logic. Because there's people saying, "Oh, we were surprised by the backlash." How can you be? But the honest thing is,
RDS, this is the maddest thing, yeah. They actually put out a statement when they announced it. They said we knew there was going to be backlash.
Yeah.
Now on top of that, yeah, you look at that, yeah. Bro, we was all on the gal stream last night, right? When we heard Perez talking smoke.
Yeah.
He was saying, "Trust me. I promise you, the Prem won't kick you out. Trust me and promise you will still be able to play your Bro, he said it so confidently that even I fucking believed it. Like, this Prem. Bro, I was like, oh, the thing is, I don't even want to mess with Perez. You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. I don't even want to mess with him. How on earth has this all crumbled like this?
But the thing is, when the clubs are saying we're in the process of withdrawing from the Women's League, what they're essentially saying is that they clearly signed something. They signed some sort of commitment to it, and now they're in a process. They're saying bring in the legal team. So my question is, what exactly was it that they signed? Because if they signed, if what Perez was saying was true, for example, and they said it was a binding agreement for 23 years, then this contract has legal implications, whether that's financial to the clubs, whether that's the fact that Perez and the likes can join them. There is clearly some. Essentially, what I'm saying is that there's clearly still going to be some fallout from this whole thing. And
well, in relation to that, what I'm getting from that, is that the fact that Man City was the ones to crack that case open so quick and just be like, yeah, we're out. I know for a fucking fact City have the best lawyers in the world. Like, they have got the legal team they've got on their side is unrivaled. I reckon
they just got big brown envelopes, man. That's what
Bruv, their owners are sheikhs, bruv. Just look at what these sheikhs do in Saudi.
It's either that, yeah, and I look at that and I think to myself, they're smarter than Perez's people, because they've probably drawn up a contract not realizing it actually had holes in it. So
bro,
now,
you're thinking about it from a legal point of view, bro. You're thinking about it from a legal point of view. You're forgetting who owns City, bro. These men will kill you in their own country just for saying their name wrong. Like, do you think these men are on this?
Oh, shame, man.
We're talking about Saudis, bro.
Let me go to some comments.
got no chill at all, has he?
Let's kill this wildness and just go to some comments. That buy to sell model is not sustainable when it comes to competing and challenging year in, year out. I lost a comment. I lost the comments. Scrolling through. Okay. I'll be there from midday. So Cam's going to be at the Emirates from midday. Aaron from Forever Football. Got a show here on Monday, 6:30, League 1, League 2 show, EFL. Everyone, I am buzzing. No more parasites. 5 says up the Donny. Sources have come out and stated signings will be made aligning with the buy to sell model. Only way we will make a big signing is we sell either Mane or Salah. Sell them both. We was about yearly documents on this. Let's have a look. Oh, there's way too many comments to go like this.
Yeah, no, kick it off. It's popping off.
You were crying. I never believed it at all, says Cam. He said 16 to 24-year-olds aren't interested in football. Well, listen, we know that's not true, especially those of us who stream on smaller and bigger channels. We know that is not true. And I coach kids football. I coach junior football. I have done for years. In fact, I've gone from seeing clubs having one team to seeing I know one club with one age group with 62 children in it, and they have to rotate them across one game a week.
Fucking hell, see, that's mad.
Don't tell me young kids aren't interested in football, and they're all wearing like PSG shirts and Ronaldo shirts. They're watching all these players, man. I'm talking about 13, 14-year-olds, right?
We all know that. There's no even no point in justifying that. Look at Bezos.
I just think there's going to be more to come. There's something big. This isn't over yet. It isn't like these clubs have decided to leave and everything's going back to normal.
No.
There is more to come, and I'm interested to know what that might be. Are there going to be repercussions for these teams that were involved in this? And if there are, what would they be?
The thing is, Indiana, and I actually literally posted a tweet 5 seconds ago as my phone before I saw you guys were live, is that I said, basically the battle's been won, but the war is not over, because fundamentally, the environment right now is not safe for Super League. But the reality is that I don't believe in exponential growth. There's no such thing as exponential growth in football. At some point in the future, there will be a financial crisis that will hit football. Mm-hmm. Nothing can grow exponentially forever. So when that financial crisis comes and hits football, the Super League will come back. And in that environment, that's when people obviously decide to sign up for it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But what do you think the Premier League? Do you think the Premier League going to turn around and say, or UEFA going to turn around and say, okay, all's forgiven, we move on?
That's too easy.
I can't see that happening.
You see, all right. Sorry, just to cut in 1 second. Yeah, I was saying it yesterday on the stream, right? You know, like how Arsenal fans, they love to complain and they say the refs are against us, or
do we?
No. Let's be honest, bro. We see certain VAR decisions. What we complain, we see, is at an angle, and if you look at it in this angle, it always look offside. Or if you do it literally 1 millisecond later from the second you're judging the offside, then of course it's going to be offside.
How have we got to VAR?
No. What I'm trying to say is that Arsenal fans will look at it and they'll say we've been treated unfairly, right? the refs are going against us and Listen, I will tell you this from now, yeah. The theories that are going to come out moving forward now, and they might actually just be justified as well. Anyone that tried to leave this league and then to come back, do you know, it's like betraying your friend and him saying, I forgive you, and still having you in your circle. He's not going to trust you again.
Wow. Ed Woodward had been identified as an architect of the plot to set up the Super League. Maybe it was kind of like, look, I'll announce I'm leaving now, and when this news comes out, it won't look so bad for Manchester United. I'm seeing new people in the chat as well, so thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you are new. It's free to do so. Smash the like button. Make sure you follow everybody on their socials and channels. You kind of knew that though, right? Because he left his role in UEFA around the same time this European Super League stuff was announced. I think we all know it's like the Kroenkes and the Glazers kind of like in with Perez. I think we all know that.
Levy.
But what's Levy going to do? Levy's quite a big one, because if they do have to make a payment, that could be quite big for Tottenham, because they've just had to pay off Mourinho.
Yeah,
they've got the stadium to pay off. They've had COVID. They've really relied on having like the American football in there as well, and then having to pay a big fine.
Have Spurs even released a statement?
No.
I have heard nothing about Spurs.
Arsenal have United. I don't think Spurs have even released a statement.
Spurs he sat in the corner of his hood up like that.
Liverpool have, but it's very much the Liverpool statement is interesting because it's kind of like we've withdrawn, but it's not like it wasn't even an apology. Like someone put an apology saying we were wrong, we should have consulted, etc. Liverpool's like, yeah, we've just withdrawn. It is what it is. So
and United said nothing, have they?
Because our PR is brilliant, bro. Look what happened during the furlough thing, bro. We did it and then just come back and said, no, it was a mistake, bro. Forget about that.
United never announced anything on their Twitter. Like even when this was going on, they were just tweeting like highlights from like what was it? The first when it's got announced, they just tweeted Bailly was back. The Twitter account was starting the whole thing, Yeah, guys, Bailly's back. Like, what?
No one cares.
Do you know what though? I will say this though, Shockstar and Annie Gal. I would be so happy that this Super League isn't going ahead, because you man would have been getting piped 10-0 week in, week out, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I know Liverpool have been bad this season, but Arsenal, bro, like you man would. Could you imagine Xhaka and
from time to time? They would have beaten
bro.
Spurs.
Could you imagine Rob Holding and Gabriel going up against fucking Benzema and Lewandowski week in, week out, bro? It would have been sad.
It's basically
Trent.
The same as Trent going against fucking whoever.
But Trent went up against the best in the world and slapped them 4-0 and then won a Champions League and then won the Premier League. So Trent's proven himself.
We're not talking about last year. We don't talk about last year. We're talking about this year.
But this season's just been a bad season for Tottenham.
Before we get into who's shit,
Arsenal slander is always. Sorry, the Arsenal slander is always available for you guys to throw at us. I get it. It's cool. We're shit right now. Fine. But when it comes down to it, what makes you think? What
do you mean right now, Egal? You've been shit for 16 years.
What makes you, as a Liverpool fan, have the right to talk about the here and now when your team is living off the history for like 30 years, mate?
We've won 2 Champions Leagues in the time since you've last won the Premier League.
In the Premier League era, until last year, you guys have not actually accomplished anything. So when you're talking about
the 2 Champions Leagues we've won is bigger than not winning the Premier League.
Stop that.
I'll take it on the chin. But at the same time, you guys are whipping boys too. Don't forget that.
We've won 2 Champions Leagues in the space of time since you last won the Premier League.
This is a competition. Stop. This is a competition of whose penis is smaller. I don't really care. I really don't care. Yeah, go on, Prime.
These positive statements that these clubs
I swear.
Some of these statements these clubs have put out after, for example, the Super League gets announced, Spurs fans are angry, and then all of a sudden Mourinho's gone. Look at United with Woodward apparently resigning. It's quite dubious and fishy because clubs always do this. Whenever something bad leaks out about them, they will quickly put out something positive to appease fans.
Indeed.
I mean, Woodward. I mean, there's rumors that he was planning to leave anyway, or to be resigned anyway, and even officially, he technically hasn't even left. Mourinho, he was always going to leave anyway, so when he got sacked, it didn't necessarily even make a difference. But doing it now, right after the Super League gets announced, now all Spurs fans can talk about is that he's finally gone and that they're happy, which I guess it's. I mean, for the owners of Spurs, it's probably a good thing because it takes away that negative, negative spin. For Chelsea, I mean, I don't think the coach has necessarily made a difference because I think we were always going to leave anyway. But fine, it positive wise or PR wise, it makes it look like our fans made a difference and we stood against it and we fought corruption or whatever it may be. For Liverpool, look at some of their sponsors trying to pull out. And then Jordan Henderson has a meeting with all the Premier League captains, and all of a sudden Liverpool are pulling out of it. That looks like, they made a difference in Liverpool, this family club. Like, it's all ball, it's all PR anyway. Like,
make a good point.
I do get it.
It was like, to me, it was all going to be a bluff, one side or another. It was never going to go ahead. So, fans shouldn't lose track of the fact of UEFA is still corrupt and not really to be trusted. They shouldn't lose track of the fact of even the
Sorry, Cam, that comment is hilarious, bro. Arsenal just realised, oh, wait a second, we're going to be playing Real Madrid and Bayern Munich every week. Oh, shit.
Fucking hell, Shay, I beg you, allow us, bro, please.
Did my guy say Arsenal are back? Yeah, we're back in the Premier League.
Bro, Cam, that's irrelevant, bro, because really and truly, I'd rather win the Champions League every season than ever win a Premier League again. So, I don't care, bro.
Yeah, that's because of UEFA, isn't it?
That's cap.
Can I be a cynic and say that and potentially, those people saying that Perez is in the mud, that possibly he's played 4D chess, and the fact that all these English clubs have pulled out means that they're potentially they've signed an agreement, right? That potentially they're going to have to pay substantial sums to whatever organization Super League this is that Perez is in charge of. So in a way, he'll get that money, which can then be funneled into Real Madrid to help them clear their debts. So do you think that potentially he's done it's like, okay, yeah, cool, it didn't work, but I've still benefited from it because I've now got the financial legal recompense from the English clubs have now pulled out.
I mean, maybe. I think. Wait, hold on. Sorry, this Super League thing isn't something that was just created over the past few weeks. It's been a thought process for over a decade. I mean, Levy has been planning to be involved in this Super League for a decade.
Yeah, why do you think Tottenham pumped all that money into building these stadiums?
I think Perez has dropped his trousers and gone, look how big this is. You either want it or you don't. But
what's with you and these references?
I can whip it out. No, because it's like I could
Indiana's got dick on the mind, bro.
He's got Bear Willie on the mind, bro. Bear Willie on the mind.
That's how you tell he's been streaming too long, bro.
No, but do you know what I'm saying? He's like, wow, look at what we can do. Look at what we can do. We're still important. That's what he's saying.
I thought you were going there again.
No, I wasn't going there again. I've been there twice already. That's it. I've done it twice. I said it twice. That's it.
You got something you want to tell us, Indiana?
Two-time limit.
I'm very open. Listen, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I'm good with it.
If you're a little bit Dale Winton, it's fine, bro. We won't judge you.
You're very open, aren't you?
Listen, it's not me. If I was, I'm the sort of guy who would say, Prime, what the fuck are you doing? Kroenke is here to stay. Boris Johnson wouldn't be the PM. Okay, we've left.
Coming out.
You man are lost. This is a major win for all football fans.
Yo, Lamb said something to me.
Oh, Shay, you're killing me,
Lamb
bro. You
said
need to
something to me
relax.
that was very crucial. She said today she felt like this is the most impactful thing she's done in her life when it comes to having an impact in the public society. Being at that Chelsea thing, she's like she felt like she made an impact.
Hey, you know what
Good.
though? Yeah, I'll tell you this, right? Prime just said something really mad just now, and he said,
Why
"You know
wasn't
what?
Prime at the protest?
No, but bro, he
He's in
just said
Ireland.
it.
Ireland.
He said it anyway. He's just said, right, listen, I don't think the protest made much of a difference. I feel like Chelsea were going to do it anyway. You know what?
No, I think it did. I think
It
it
did.
did.
No. But no,
It
but
might have been
you
the
see Petr
tipping
Cech's
point.
eyes?
It might have been the tipping point. But we already heard from early that Chelsea weren't really on this. Like we did hear this. And City. And then how is it that we're all lauding Chelsea fans? Yay, you lot stop the European Super League. City pulled out first. City officially pulled out first.
Wait. Didn't I think it was announced that Chelsea were putting the papers in first. We were like, yes, they're trying to leave, but City actually officially pulled out first.
Right. Okay. How long would it take to draw up papers, which would have meant that City were probably on it already?
Shakhtar, the only is because Chelsea were playing. Like, I was looking at Chelsea's statements and socials all day because we were playing the game. Everything from our Twitter and our Instagram was geared towards a match day.
All right. Okay.
So we didn't. Nothing was mentioned about any of the Super League stuff because it doesn't make sense to distract the fans, even though they are distracted anyway, to distract the fans off of what's actually going on. So in reality, it is a match day. Let's prepare towards having a match day.
So do you truly believe that the fans had nothing to do with it?
No, I'm not saying they didn't have anything to do with it. They did make a difference, but again, like I've been saying on the terrace,
Bro, you're too much of a fence at a Prime.
Laurie,
too much
you
of a
need to
devil's
send
advocate.
this to me, Laurie.
It's all a bit of a.
He's done it.
It's all a bit of a. It was all a bit of a bluff.
Stop it.
Anyway, and the fact of Chelsea were not. All right, fine. Since we are one of the teams entering the league for the first time, we are technically the founders. But since we're not the ones who wanted to create
it,
it doesn't make sense for us to be in it because.
And you had no seat at the table as well in terms
exactly.
of
So it's a thing of maybe we were kind of forced into it, whether it's from Perez himself or it's a thing of Chelsea saying if we don't enter, we get left behind.
Listen.
And I agree with that. I think that
Chelsea are as much to blame as every other club because they also signed up. Let's not put the blame on one club. But when it comes down to it, these guys are saying we left. What do you mean you left? You made it.
I don't know. I look at it and I think like, right, you know what? Yeah, like I just look at it and I feel like out of all the teams who are in the actual shit,
Did he just say?
what needs to happen is
You know what this is like?
Bro, you know what the
This is
Premier
like
League
getting a
clubs
noise
are?
complaint from the police and telling them,
You know
don't
what the Premier League?
next time we won't be loud.
You know what these Premier League clubs are like, bro? The Premier League clubs are like that one kid in school that stares up a whole problem, and then as soon as the teacher comes in, they're like, "Oh no, I wasn't involved. I'm not involved, brothers. I'm not involved."
Yes, Wizard.
No, I believe I agree with what you just said there, Shay. Literally, like the second that you was blatantly there, you was one of the man throwing blows into the kid getting rushed, didn't it? Then you said the second you see a teacher, you just turn around and be like, I wasn't doing nothing, I was trying to help him. Like literally, that's what Chelsea.
That's what the Premier League is right now.
Let's go around and just tell me what you think happens next. What do we think the next big thing is going to be? The next big statements, the thing that's just going to be like, wow, I didn't see that coming. The thing that's going to shock you. But first, please smash a like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share it on your socials. But please subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications because we go live at weird times on this channel. And smash the like button, please. Agal, I want to start with you. What's going to happen next? What are we going to see next?
We're gonna see the owners slowly try to filter out because the European Super League didn't work. They're gonna slowly realize this is never gonna work for us. We're gonna have to sell and get whatever we can get now, because if we keep this club, it's gonna cost us more money to maintain it. So that's what I think they're going to do. They're going to liquidate their assets and sell whatever they can of the leagues. Of their teams, because their whole plan was to do this league. Now that the league's not going to happen, they have no objectives. They have no goals because they don't care about winning. That's my idea. So everyone get FSG out, Kroenke out, Glazers out, all of them. If you know who should buy, you know who should buy us? The guy who owns Fulham should sell Fulham and buy us.
Bruv, I don't get why the country doesn't just try to rebuy football, bruv. I don't understand why the countries don't do that. Just rebuy the clubs. Like England could easily do that before Brexit. Could have just rebought the clubs and had it as part of the. He could have, of course, he could have. It would have been part of a tourism program. The amount of money that would have generated for the country in tourism.
Where's the money going to come from, though?
These men spent their money on Brexit, fam. They ain't got no money, fam. Trust me.
Okay, so we're happy to take loans out to furlough 66 million people for 2 years. We're happy to take loans out to reintroduce 20,000.
So those loans are going to cost, aren't they? If you're borrowing money to pay for something, at some point someone has to pay for that. Whether that's increased taxes. That's us.
You understand the revenue?
Doesn't he have a
just
point?
On tourism alone?
When clubs get liquidated, they basically get given to the bodies to deal with. Instead of liquidating it, why don't these guys just be like, yo, give us the money for this Premier League season, and like that's it, like just let us cut.
Also, remember that a lot of the money that's coming into this game in general as well is also coming from the massive amount of foreign advertisement and ad revenue. So that'd be like telling let's say the billions that are coming from China. Yeah, we can't get that money anymore. So suddenly the actual money that's actually coming into the game that we sort of disappeared. So the Premier League football cannot survive right now in its current form without massive amounts of foreign investments, whether that's coming from China advertised, whether that's coming from billionaires from the Middle East.
But you don't need Stan Kroenke for foreign investment. Do you get what I'm saying? You could. These guys, okay, there is a way to force people out. Like in the NBA, there's a guy who did something, who got caught for saying some racist stuff on tape, and he basically got kicked out of the NBA. Couldn't they do that to the owners? Couldn't they force them to sell?
No, you can't force somebody to sell their assets unless they owe money.
Yeah,
it's true.
And and let's be honest, if we went into the past of a lot of owners that are currently on football clubs, you probably would find some dodgy, shady stuff.
Everyone in every.
But I think they can though. I think they can though. Actually,
some racist shit. Wouldn't we be able to kick him out?
I think they can though. I think they actually can, because I'm sure the country still has some sort of say in how clubs are run. That's why they get involved in these things like press conferences, because it's still technically classed as revenue for Britain. I'm sure there's some clause in that the UK can have a say in certain things to do with British football because of the tourism and the money that it brings in. I'm sure there's something on that.
All I have to say is the moment you have your leading ambassadors like Gary Neville and Ian Wright saying they want their owners out, if that doesn't work, I don't know what will.
All you need to do, is just deport all the owners, bro. You're not British. You don't have citizenship. You're all getting deported. How are you going to run things then?
They already did that to Roman.
Oh, that is a sick point right there. That
but they didn't do that. They didn't do it to Roman because of the football. They did it to Roman because the ongoing issues with Britain and Russia over the was it the poison scandal or something like that, and there was some ties with Roman to that. So that had nothing to do with football. Roman being banned, amongst other things. So if it's illegal, then that's one thing. But if it's just about fans being unhappy with the current owners,
hey Cam, don't get arrested, bro.
Yes.
I can see this where like punching up the statue and that, and then getting arrested, bro. And then he's there at 12 and arrested by 12:30 and that, bro. Like a bare weed in his pocket, bro. Just relax, just be calm, innit? Like, yeah.
Nah, Cam would be cool, man.
Nah. I've been playing. I've been batting it.
The thing is, though, there's nothing we can do as fans to get these owners out, because we've already, that old thing we used to say, let's just stop going to the games and they'll eventually sell up. Well, this COVID season has shown that doesn't mean anything, does it? So
I'm gonna go up to people and just start talking to them like a madman on Friday. Be like, yo, what you saying?
I believe that.
You just have to talk to people normally, Agal, and you're talking to them like a madman.
Listen, we're going to wrap up the stream. We're going an hour and a half. Listen,
Yeah.
people, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you
Thanks.
are new. Follow everybody on the socials. Tomorrow night it's Wednesday. Tomorrow we've got Granded Football, so we'll be talking about all the news from tomorrow. All the news from tomorrow, all the news from today. We'll be talking about our players going down too easy. We got soft in football.
What?
We'll be talking going down too easy.
Going down too easy, and on a man going too soft in football.
Come on.
Indiana comes from that generation of broken legs.
A gal's confused and he's excited about it.
But Indiana comes from that generation of big gashes on your leg after a game.
No. He's a United.
Broken noses, cauliflower ear.
Anyway, Granded Football tomorrow. I won't be like this at all, I promise you. Take care, people. Thank you for watching.
Peace.